Brodes Media.
Holy hell! Cristopher Sanchez is unbelievable! I rip this team a new asshole every single day of my life. For one night, I'll zip it. I won't bring up that Trey Turner sucks defensively and Bryson Stott bailed him out once and pulled Bryce Harper off the bag for a standard traditional routine ground ball. I won't bring that up. I won't bring up Bryson Stott. I won't bring up the fact that their offense died out after a nice few couple of innings to give you a 4-rip lead. I won't mention that. Instead, I will focus on the genius on the mound. I'm going to give Ricky Bo a big shout out for saying this on the post game, but he really does have some Zach Wheeler tendencies, Zach Wheeler demeanor. I'm not telling you he's 1A Zach Wheeler. I'm not saying that. But the stature, the way that you can clearly, obviously see that Wheeler took him under his wing and helped him evolve tremendously. That's why you're getting this crazy value. And because Sanchez is gross. He's gross. That changeup is gross. And what he was doing to Roman Anthony, you know in those high school movies where you get a swirly? Isn't that what it's called? When you take a geek that gets shoved in the lockers, you put his head in the toilet, and you flush it a bunch of times? That was Roman Anthony. Four! Not one time. Four fucking times, baby. It was so sick. I remember in his third at-bat, which I didn't even know at the time. I wasn't paying closely enough attention to know and realize that he already struck out twice previously. And during that third at-bat, I went, wow. He is so off base. Wow. He is so confused. He is guessing and guessing wrong every time. The ninth, it was even, wow, way more glaring and obvious. Did you see that third strike? Glued to his shoulders. The pitch was over the heart of the plate. His mind was bouncing all around. Zero answers. When he reached double-digit Ks, when he walked off the mound and he showed that fire, that's the difference between Wheels and him. Sanchez has that young pup energy. Sanchez has sort of that puppy excitement, jump around on the back legs, constantly going at your knees, kind of puppy intent. He gives it that, yeah! Yeah! Woo! He gives you those. My wife is totally not going to be happy with me. But this is what Cristopher Sanchez does to my life. This is what seeing an excellent performance does to me. My body starts to shake. I'll lose sleep. I will not consume anything over the next 9 hours other than the extended highlights from this one and the final out and the 8th. When he had the Buzz and CBP standing on their feet. Imagine being Gage Wood. This dude gets drafted. He already plays with a ton of personality, which you saw in the College World Series no-hitter. He saw a Schwarbaum Grand Slam in July. This isn't the College World Series where everything's on the line and everyone in the sport is putting their full attention on it. This is July. Playing against the Los Angeles Angels right out of the break. And a decent Boston team. But you're getting $42K plus at the bank to see this. And then you see what it could be like if it's you. You got to imagine, right? As a competitor, he closed his eyes and said, that's going to be me. Spoke it into existence. Where's Gage Wood? Look at the tone on this show. Huh? Imagine if this is the first time you tuned into this program, first time you saw my stupid ass face on a thumbnail, and this is what you got. You'd be like, oh, man, this guy supports his team. This guy loves his team. This guy would never bring up the fact that Trey Turner should have had 2 errors in this game on pretty fundamental plays at shortstop. No, he would never, ever want anybody to hear that after such an epic, energized night. I want to relive it. Boston is good against lefties, too. They're at the top of Major League Baseball when it comes to being effective and being able to be lethal in the box against lefties. Sanchez goes, yo, dude, I'm not any other fucking lefty. That deadly changeup, it cracks me up. It looks so simple. It looks so easy. The delivery to the plate. The way his arm slot is with that changeup. It's nonchalant. You'd think because it's such a nasty pitch and he uses it to get a lot of strikeouts, you'd be anticipating it and you'd be realizing that it's coming. And they are. This is them, the best hitters in the world, knowing it's coming and still dazed, confused, out in front of it. What a weird game, though, huh? Didn't even bring up the fact that Bryce Harper took off for home and nobody understood the ruling and the scoring. Took 63 hours to figure out what the call was. I don't even know what ball catcher's interference again. RBI different from with the extra inning game because of the ghost runner. Whatever. Did Bryce get home? But even him in the early stage of the game, just playing insane on the bases. You got another Schwarber. You even got Max Kepler flexing his muscles. That's how you know that this is one of the most ridiculous scoring series of all time. Walk off with the catcher's interference, then that play with Bryce at the plate. And Max Kepler stands in the box. Huh. When Sanchez wasn't striking guys out, which he was all night, ground ball, ground ball, ground ball, ground ball, ground ball. Stott flashing the leather. Bryson Stott is annoying at the plate. I'll give him credit here, even though he's nowhere even close to good enough. Currently, clearly. He is not bringing the poor fly-outs to opposite field attitude towards the defense. He's still taking pride in that defense. He's still ripping the leather out there, and he's still doing everything he can on that side of things. What does that mean? It means nothing if he can't get his head out of his ass so we can start having a bat that works counts and gets hits. And seriously, what was it, maybe 2.5 weeks or so where he gave us that Bryson Stott again? Wow. It's a big enough sample size now to see that this is uncomfortable for a long period of time with his offense. So we have to ask serious questions on what that is. But he is still showing up and, competing on that end. And I acknowledge that. Doesn't change anything other than me just acknowledging it. Luzardo tomorrow. It would be big to see the Boston Red Sox come in here with all the fans aggravated and just mad about the current vibe and the current state. For you to sweep Boston after the Angels crap, that's good mojo, okay? Hey, JT, I just want to give you the hat tip. You're behind the plate for 9 innings of work like that. And it's funny because my buddy texted me and said, you think he's going to get the finish? And I said to him, 96 pitches? Nah, probably not. Here I am, the dumbass. I thought it was the 7th. I'm going, 2 more innings. No way. Turns out, here he goes, walking up the steps. And then I saw the grab. Oh, yeah, dude. It was one of those days for me. It was all over the place. I'm so glad Rob Thompson did it. when I saw Kerkering warming up prior, I thought maybe he had the chance to get out there, especially wondering what was going to transpire with Roman Anthony to lead off that 9th inning. But that was a great button push by Topper. Now, it's an obvious one, you would think. The feeling of the night, if you just keep your hand on there and just figure out the pulse, this seemed to be an obvious choice. But managers sometimes do screw it up. Managers sometimes do fail and overthink or not actually have feel of the game and just go with what they want to do in a 4-1 game to try and get the win. But if you have 2 eyeballs, you can see clear as day that nobody in that lineup would be able to effectively string hits together as a tandem to come back in this game, especially with Roman Anthony. Fun. Just fun. And it's funny, I tweeted this out in the 2nd inning. I said, this could just be one of those nights where it's a fun, positive baseball game. And then in parentheses, this won't backfire. Because I felt confident in that. I saw the way the crowd was rocking. I saw the way that things were flowing. And I thought, yeah, you know what? I'm getting the sensation. It's tickling my undercarriage. Did I think it would be this way? No. No, it wouldn't be the offense dying and then Sanchez throwing a complete game, not walking anyone, having 6,000 ground balls and double-digit Ks. I thought it would be the offense would just have the, hey, I'll pass it to the next guy mentality. I'll pass it to the next guy approach. Maybe they win 6-2, 6-3, but in control the whole time. Just a good night at CBP where you can enjoy baseball. It turned into a more frustrating game, offensively speaking, after the 2nd, but that was one of the greatest regular season performances that I've seen. And I've seen a lot of them in this category consistently throughout the year because of the depth of our rotation. And yes, this is a prime example of why the Phillies do have the love and the acknowledgement from others that they can win a World Series. Because you would think Zach Wheeler and this in a 7-game series, in a 5-game series, good luck. I saw Shio Kapadia say something along those lines. And I love Shio. I think he's incredible at what he does. But in the moment, I think we go, oh, see, this is why. And I know. It was really cool. But we can't just not pretend all the other things. Think about this. The way in your eyes to get this all done is it needs to be complete game. That's a bigger picture thing. I'm sorry. No. I don't know how I got there. I'm sorry. I swear there was a spin that made sense with what this show is all about, and I lost it. That's 2 shows now where I lost my total line of thinking in it and just said, fuck it. You know what I enjoy, though? An Emilio cigar. I need one badly, and I'm going to go outside, out back, and take one down, baby. Take one down. You should join the Emilio cigar family today. There's only one cigar to smoke. You hear me? There's only one cigar to smoke. That is an Emilio cigar. Old school roots, new school attitude, locally owned, 3rd generation, made at Fabrica Oveja Negra in Nicaragua. So what you can do is go down in the description, click the link. You will get 10% off your purchase by using the promo code Brodes10. You can also go to your local tobacco shop and say, hey guys, do you guys have any Emilio cigars? Bada bing, bada boom. There's an option for you as well. But these are so tremendous. Hit the golf course. The boys are now in love, and it's the only cigar they go at now. It's just incredible. So make sure you join the Emilio cigar family today. With that, why don't we take a listen to some Anytime Hotline calls. And you know what? How about this? The call from Tom McCarthy.
The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. A dozen. and strikeouts. And a complete game for Cristopher Sanchez, the third of his career.
Awesome. Awesome. For a late July night, weather's getting hot, weather's getting humid, it's getting sticky out there. You're bringing the juice, the crowd is feeding off you. I think that was one of... I don't know how to phrase this the right way without sounding like an idiot, a dope. But I just feel there was a difference in the way he carried himself in that game and the way the fan base latched onto him in this one. I don't know, felt different. It felt like a big moment emotionally between us and him. He's been doing this, right? You don't have the ERA that you have if you weren't always going on the mound and being spectacular. It just isn't going to be a sickening ERA the way that he has it unless this is the norm. But I felt something different in this one. I did. Maybe it's just because we're creeping towards the back end of the season, so naturally you smell fall around. We're already hearing about football teams going to training camp. That's when we emotionally switch the brain into maybe some NFL stuff, but that means October baseball is about to smack you in the face. So this could be a very similar situation in April, May, but the timing of when it is gives you that added boost. I felt something there. Maybe it's because Luzardo has cooled off and Ranger had a bad start following the half. So we're just so used to maybe seeing the dominance even itself out. Not that these other guys are bad pitchers, but Sanchez isn't having that, hey, whoa. He's not having that. Honestly, I don't even remember off the top of my head what some of his previous stat lines were, but I bet you it lines up exactly with what I'm saying because every single time I'm sitting here stunned and just incredibly praising him to the point where nothing else in the game ever is a part of the convo anymore. It's just wow, 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 wow. Every inning that you roll through. 9 innings today, 7 1/3 on July 13th in San Diego, 7 innings in San Francisco, 7 innings versus San Diego here. He went 6 in Houston. He went 8 in Miami. He went 7 in Toronto. He went 7 in Pittsburgh or Toronto. That was a home game. I don't know if I said home or away there. But man, May 29th versus Atlanta was the last time he didn't reach 6 innings of work. Ew. That's all. Just ew. Let's go to Sean to kick things off.
Another masterclass performance by Cristopher Sanchez. Desperately needed, again, although 4 runs for the Phillies I would consider an offensive explosion. No matter who the pitcher is, you know you're not going to get much from the offense, so you have to go out there and pitch a gem, and he did again tonight. Let's start putting some respect on Cristopher Sanchez's name, not just locally, but nationally. What this guy is doing, is elite. I put him right up there with Zach Wheeler. He doesn't get the notoriety or the attention, but the numbers don't lie. And again, on a team that's offensively challenged, you need that. So kudos to him. And kudos to Rob Thompson for letting him start the 9th inning. Nothing against Orion Kerkering, but there was no way if it was me, I would not have given him the chance to finish what he started. So I'm glad he did. You got the series win, and it's a big win because Jesus Luzardo is the elevator man. He's up and down. I have no idea what he's bringing you tomorrow on the mound.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm definitely worried when I turn the page, and you do rather quickly in this sport, and start thinking about your next day starter. But wow, Cristopher Sanchez, the changeup. I'm closing my eyes right now, and I'm just replaying it. Ew, nasty. Ew, nasty. Roman Anthony looking like an absolute piece of shit. Swinging, looking dumb, looking foolish. missing badly, very uncomfortable. Nothing's in sync. Hip thrust is out of whack. What are you going to do? That's what happens. Bregman, not afraid of you. Who else? Again, this is versus a team who really do smack around lefties. That's their calling card. That's their DNA. Is if there is a lefty on the bump, they will get to you. And you neutralized it. There's a difference when someone's pitching well, and then you're watching the starter's pitch count, and you think to yourself, if you're on the other team, hey, just get to the sixth inning, get him out, make him throw, make him work, and we'll get to their bullpen. But because the pitch count and the efficiency was so crazy, that was never there. And then that puts extra stress on these hitters. And then here's another 1, 2, 3. Here's another ground out. Here's another 2 Ks. You could see their whole demeanor change about halfway through, where it was planted. The seed was planted. Cristopher Sanchez snatched the soul. You're not going to make him throw enough. You have to deal with it. Go make it happen. Well, it won't. It won't when you're locked in like that. Mini Wheeler. Wheeler 2.0. Lefty Wheeler. Not that it's Wheeler's production, but it's the way Wheeler looks. With being real close to that nastiness, though. What did Sean say? Elite? Yeah. Yes. But we talk about the best pitchers in the game around the entire league, American League as well. Of course, no one will talk about Cristopher Sanchez. But production, he's doing the same thing as everybody else. He's doing the same thing as Paul Skeens. Kind of. What? Cristopher Sanchez doesn't even think that that's possible. Or else he wouldn't have signed the deal that he did. Good for the Phillies to lock it in big time. Oh, by the way, that reminds me of what I meant to talk about in yesterday's show, and I failed miserably at the end, so I just cut the show short, was I was playing men's league. Game 3 of my men's league career. Shout out the Whalers. Had 2 assists. 1 secondary assist, a tight turn in the D-zone corner with a forecheck coming. Made a pass to the half wall, flick pass for a breakaway. Ew. Secondary assist. And then the other one, I came around the net. I was at about the face-off dot. Boom. Threw a shot on net. Going made a save, but nice rebound, and you buried in front. Primary assist. I digress. Not that I'm bragging about my men's league hockey career. We all get there. Yes, we do. Oh, no. Did I forget my thought again? This is terrible. No. Lundy on the team hit me with this postgame. Brodes, sneaky trade option. Luzardo? I went, whoa. Do I think Dave is going to do that? No. But, that's all. That's my analysis. Take it for what it is. I don't think it's real. Just interesting. Let's go to Amadeo.
Today, for once, I think we can finally just, well, not finally, I would say just throw the negativity away just for one night, just to appreciate the greatness that is Cristopher Sanchez, because this dude has transformed into a number 1 caliber ace starting pitcher in a very short span of time. We did not expect this type of, eliteness from Cristopher Sanchez. I'm sure the Phillies never expected this when they acquired him in the trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. And this dude just continues to improve season after season after season. He's a bona fide ace on probably any other team in Major League Baseball. That's how good he has been. It is absolutely insane how good this guy is start after start after start. And we talk about how great Zach Wheeler is. You got two aces in your starting rotation at this point with both Wheeler and Cristopher Sanchez. No walks, 12-plus strikeouts, ho-hum, and he did it to a team that is statistically the best team against left-handed pitchers, hitting-wise.
Yep.
So, it's just amazing stuff. And for the game today, Bryce, I'll count that as stealing home base because he was safe. He was safe, even though it's hilarious that it was another catcher's interference. That is very hilarious. It's also hilarious that, Kepler goes deep because why not? And then another Schwarber bomb. I was kind of worrying about, are they not going to score runs the rest of the game? But Cristopher Sanchez locked it down. So,
yeah, you know what? He definitely had his offense's back today because we will ignore how quiet it went because of how electric Sanchez was. It'll get brought up in passing that it went quiet again, but that was so cool and that was so incredible. That's a let's enjoy the moment and beauty of sports type of ordeal. You even alluded to it in the beginning. I probably even said it in the beginning as well. Forget anything else. I did. Remember I made that joke where I said forget it, but I actually said the three things just to be an asshole in a tool bag? Like that. But yeah, I mean, it's forget all the X, Y, and Z. Imagine being at the ballpark. That's one of those games where you talk about, hey, was that Sanchez when he threw the complete game? You talk about that one. That's a moment that hits. I brought my daughter. I brought my family. I went with my uncle. It was sick. Now, it's not going to relate to the Rhys Hoskins. Who was that? Does anybody know who that is? The Rhys Hoskins bat spike. But for what you can get on a Tuesday night before it's August, that's as sweet as it gets. It just steals the show. Since we're on the topic, though, of pitchers, here's an update from Rob Thompson on Aaron Nola and the bullpen. This was before the game. Aaron Nola threw the bullpen today. It went really well. He'll throw an extended bullpen in New York on Friday. If that goes well, they'll send him on his rehab assignment. So it'll be sick to see exactly, what we get from Aaron Nola when he returns, as the Nelly concert is popping off right now. Isn't that what concert it is? Oh, no. Why did I say Nelly? Is it Nelly? Oh, maybe it is. Okay, yeah, okay. Dude, I'm out to lunch with a lot of things, including my lawn. That's why I went to Green Lawn Fertilizing. I went to the experts, and they helped me transform my entire lawn, my front lawn and my back lawn. If you are stressing about your lawn, do what I did. I sat down with the ones who can educate me, and they said, hey, Brodes, this is the process. These are the treatments that you are going to receive. These are the dates we are going to come to your house. We're going to get it done, and as time progresses, you will see your lawn take the steps to become glorious. And I'm like, whew, yes, because I didn't pay attention to my lawn when I became a homeowner. There's a lot. Some things you need help. Don't DIY. Don't try and do it yourself. You go to the ones that know best. And right now, Green Lawn Fertilizing is giving you 50% off your first two treatments when you sign up with the link down below in the description. That is 50% off your first two treatments. Do not be a fool. Make sure you take care of your lawn today. All right, that was fun. I'm almost ready for them to go run out of the field again to go play. That's how sick I thought those moments were in those videos of Sanchez walking back to the dugout. He does give off that fun little, super jolt. He does give off that crazy fire and that super fun yell and that punch to the mitt. And everybody feeds off that, man. He gives you that extra, here you go. He's one of those smelling salts. You put it up in your nose. You give it a couple of nostril whiffs. And it's like, wow. It's what he's giving us. And he's competing with Zach Wheeler. That's why I'm ready for my guy Knowles to come back, too. Because he's going to start cooking. He was injured. Now he's not. So once Nose gets back and goes through the rehab assignment, figures it all out, you're going to add Nose to Wheels and Sanchez. And that makes me even happier than I already am. I'm a happy guy. How about that? I'm a happy guy.
Nick Castellanos has the biggest ball sack ever. Fire on all cylinders! Phillies! Phillies! Up pump!
With that, we'll shut it down.